Hi, my name is Jen Booth. I will be your host today. I want to welcome all of you to the webinar, Tips and Tricks for Navigating the Student Portal. I'm a student care representative. I also answer a lot of questions on the community. If you have any questions during the webinar, you can post your questions in the question widget on the right. I will try and answer what I can for you. Without further ado, let me introduce you to Brittany Malcolm. She is a high school counselor. She will be navigating the student portal for you. Hi, Brittany.
Hi, Jen. Thank you so much for introducing me. So we're going to just jump right into this because we have a good amount to cover. Today's 30 minutes. Oh, hello. Okay, so today's webinar should last about 30 minutes. And for the first 25 minutes, I'm going to cover the different things on the portal. Then for the last 5 minutes or so, we're going to go ahead and take some questions. So feel free to ask anything that you might have as we go along. So I'm going to start by covering 4 different sections today. Let me just give you a little overview of that. So as you just heard, Jen Booth was the one who introduced me, and I'm the high school counselor, Brittany Malcolm. You probably talked to us both a lot in the community. And so what we're covering today are 4 different topic areas. We're going to start with the home page, which is what you see immediately when you log into your student portal. Then we'll cover the My Courses page, which is where you take your exams and you access your study materials. Thirdly, we're going to look at the Help Center, which is where you can find some frequently asked questions, and you also have the opportunity to contact an instructor or a student care representative. And the 4th and final piece that we're going to look into will be the other resources that are covered in the student portal that probably many of you didn't even know about. So without further ado, whoops, no questions yet, or if you have any, but we're going to start with, like I said, the home page, which you see right when you log in. So the first thing I want to show you is when you log in, right on the right-hand side, of course, you see your message center, which we'll get to, but then you'll see this little gray box that says, what would you like to do? So underneath what would you like to do, there's several options for you. And the first thing that I want to address is going to be the very bottom one, which is View Forms and Handbook. And View Forms and Handbook is actually going to be a little bit different depending on which program you're in. Right now I'm logged into a high school account, and so as you'll see, everything on here is related to high school students. So among the things that you can find on the View Forms and Handbook is going to be your high school handbook, or your career school handbook, or a college handbook, whatever school you belong to. And then you're going to find a number of forms. So for instance, right here you're going to see high school elective course description form, your high school elective selection form, your transcript request form, and so on and so on. Another important part of this is going to be your privacy release form. So for instance, that would be something such as maybe we have a minor student that is 17 and they want their grandparents to be able to call in and ask questions about their program. So we would need either the student or the guarantor on the account to sign the privacy release form saying that it's okay for us to talk to somebody other than the student or the guarantor. Another one would be maybe like if you want your husband or wife to be able to call in and speak with us on your behalf. That would be another instance that you would want to have the privacy release form sent in to us. So as you can see, the elective selection can be done online. So some students don't always realize that they can just pick them themselves. So if I hit this Select Elective Online button, it's going to take me to another page, hopefully, there we go, that will list all the electives that we offer in the high school program, and then you just simply go ahead and check the ones that you desire. And once you have all 5, you'd be able to hit that Submit button down the bottom. So moving right along, as you can see, this little What Would You Like to Do widget is still appearing on the right-hand side of the page. So this is something that you'll be able to see no matter where you are in your student portal. You'll be able to see this What Would You Like to Do box because there's many things that you can do with this little box here. So another one that I will navigate you to now is going to be your personal preferences and settings. So I will go ahead and go to not change my username. Sorry about that. Okay, so here we go. It's my student account. I apologize for that. This would be more Jen's expertise. She handles this probably more than me. But my student account, which is at the top of the screen here, right in the middle of your 5 buttons, you're going to click on the side here if you wanted to update any of your personal information. So a lot of students don't realize that they can do this themselves if they moved recently or if they recently changed their email address. They can go ahead and just update this themselves. So as you can see, update my personal information. That would be something such as changing your address. Then something else, like I said, update my email address. That would be if you recently changed your email address. And then if you wanted to change your password and username, you could go ahead and do that as well. So the last thing that I want to go ahead and cover with you on the home page would be how to go about making a payment. So obviously, you would just click on Make a Payment. Oh, this is not going to work, I guess. So let's see if we can do this this is a test account, so just bear with me because they might not have the payment piece set up since it's a test account. Let's see here. So if you click on Make a Payment, again, in the What Would You Like to Do box, your payment details are going to come up and indicate the various payments that you've made and the fee for your program. So I don't know, Jen, if you're there. I'm assuming maybe this won't work again. Yeah, it's not going to work again.
You're right. It may not be working because it is a test account.
Right. So typically,
I was going to say, I do know when they go on to this screen, it will give them, you know, like you said, the different options that they can make, whether it would be a monthly payment or an extension payment. And they would actually just, there's little circles, they would actually just put their mouse in the one that they want to check that one off. And that would be how they would go about actually making the payment. Then it would ask for their payment information and all of that.
Right. So thank you. So it would be a similar thing, like a little circle that you would check. So how we just went over the electives and it was a box that you checked, this one would just be a circle that you would put your mouse in and click on it, and it would allow you to make a payment for a transcript or for maybe a first extension if you needed a study time extension. One little thing to mention about that, if you do go ahead and order a transcript by using your student portal and just paying the $10 fee online, if you want that transcript to go somewhere other than your address as it's listed right now, you would need to contact student care within 24 hours, but ideally we'd want you to contact us immediately and let us know what address that you want that transcript to go to. Again, if you want it just to go to your own home address, you don't need to contact us, but if it's going to somebody else, such as another school or maybe to your potential employer, you'd want to contact us immediately at Student Care and let us know, you know, via call, chat, or email the address that you want that transcript to be sent to. So I think I covered everything about the home page so far. So what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and go to the My Courses page, and for that I'm actually going to click on out of the high school program, and I'm actually going to go ahead and go into one of our career school students, I believe. Oh no, I'm sorry, this is a college student. So this is a medical assistant, and right when you right when you go to your My Courses page, at the very top, the program summary is an important part that a lot of students don't always realize is there. So the program summary will obviously tell you the program that you're in, and then something that's really important for you to recognize and to keep tabs on is going to be this lesson average piece right here. So a common question that we get from students is, what's my GPA? How can I find my GPA? So unfortunately, because of the nature of our program, we don't, calculate GPA in the middle of a semester or in the middle of a high school program. It's something that we don't calculate until either the end of your semester or to the end of your high school program. So what you can do to monitor that, to monitor, where you stand academically, is look at that lesson average. Just keep a track of that, and it's a good way to know where you are in your program and how you're doing. So moving right along, and something else students always want to know is what's the difference between lesson average and GPA. Your lesson average looks at every single test you took. So if you took 50 tests, it's going to look at, or for instance, this account, if you took 51 exams, it's going to look at your grade for each of those 51 exams. The GPA looks at your overall average for each course. So for instance, this student's program is going to look at your overall average for reimbursement methodologies. It's going to look at that 83 and then use that to calculate the GPA. It's not going to look individually at these 4 test scores. It's just going to look at this overall average. And then it would go down and we would use the next course average, which is a 75 for pharmacology. We would not look at these individual grades for the GPA. It's purely going to go on the course average. So that's why the GPA and lesson average are slightly different. But again, the lesson average is a good way to track your progress. So another common question that we have is, what is your grading scale? So a really great resource to look into your grading scale for your course is actually just clicking on any grade that you've ever earned, just simply clicking on it, and it takes you right to a page that details all of our grading scales, no matter which program you're in, the career school, high school, or college. And it's going to tell you, the parameters of each different letter grade. So, and as many of you may know, our grading scale changed on May 1st of 2012. So that's the reasoning for these 2 columns that they have within each different program. Then if you scroll down a little bit further, it's going to give you more information. So sometimes students will be like, oh, I have an RCD. What does that mean on my course? I have an RTN. What does that mean? Well, behold, this handy little grading scale page actually details everything that you would need to know about any kind of grading code that you see on your student portal. So just something handy that you can reference. Proctor Forms for all the college students that are out there. That is something that, again, that is commonly missed. So the Proctor Form can actually be found at the top of your My Courses page. As you can see right here, Proctor Exam Form. You just click on the little image of the, I guess that's a notebook, and then it's going to take you right to the information that you need for your Proctor Form. And then Jen had also asked me to mention that should you select your Proctor and need to change it, that's going to be something that you're actually going to find in View Forms and Handbook. So it's a little bit not conventional. You wouldn't think that's where it would be, but that's where it is. So should you ever need it, you'd be able to find it there. I'm going to go ahead and jump to our career school page because I want to show those of you that are tuned in where you would find the work experience option form, which is another thing that is commonly missed by students. So you're actually going to go all the way to the top of the page, and a similar place as where you would find your Proctor form in the program supplements is where you would find your work experience option. So you just click on the little View Content button, and it's going to give you the information that you need to know about a work experience option. So a work experience option is not for all programs, obviously. It's just for a handful of those students that are in a few of our career programs. Obviously, medical coding and billing, such as this student. I believe pharmacy technician has a work experience option. So there's a handful of programs, but it's not all programs. So if you don't have this, don't freak out, don't get worried, because it doesn't apply to all programs. And that same thing goes for the Proctor. The Proctor is not for all programs, it's just for students that are in one of our college courses. Okay, so a couple of more quick things I want to cover on the My Courses page are the View Exam Results. So View Exam Results is something that you would want to click on after you take an exam. This little gray button that says View Exam Results, and of course it's not working at the moment, because why would it work? But anyhow, when you click on the View Exam Results button, this gray button, typically it takes you to a page that will give you your information on exams that you maybe got, like I said, that you previously took, and it'll give you information about questions that you got right, questions you got wrong, and that allows you to, excuse me, that allows you to review your results to boost your score when you retake the exam. So as many of you know, we recently passed a retake policy that allows you to retake your exams no matter what your score was. Even if you passed it, you can retake it and get up to a 100%. So this is a handy little thing for you to check out so that when you go to retake your exam, you can ensure that you're going to boost your grade. Okay, so one final thing on the My Course page is this interactive interactive course resource button. So this orange button is something that you're going to see not for every single course, but for a good amount of the courses, you're going to see this interactive course resource. So when you click on that, hopefully it works for us. Okay, great. So it's going to take you to a separate page. And what you're really going to want to look at, of course, you can view the instructor welcome video, but the really important piece of the resource pages are the resource links. That is what's going to be super helpful to you as you work on the specific course. So for instance, this is business and technical writing. So they give you additional resources such as Daily Grammar Archive, Online Writing Lab, different things that may be helpful for you in this particular course. So definitely if you see that when you are working on a course, please, please, please take advantage of it, because it gives you more resources, obviously, and different ways to learn things. So we all know that we all learn differently. So having a resource to try and maybe figure something out to learn it a little bit better might be really helpful for you. And then actually one more thing, sorry about that. This little film strip is another thing that you're probably going to see here and there. You're not going to see it for every single lesson, but the film strip means that there's some kind of video resource for you to view. So when you see that film strip, you should go ahead and click it, and it's going to again take you to another page, and it's going to be some kind of video that will help define something in your program or help you maybe further understand the content. I know that for high school students, there are quite a few lecture notes for American history and world history. So those little film strips you'll see pretty frequently with those courses and with various other ones as well. So I believe that's about it for this moment on the My Courses page. Something I'm going to jump right back over to, let's see, where is it? Our high school sample account. So let's see, when you log in, you're going to see my home page. My computer is taking its time today. Okay, so my home page, something that everybody has, no matter which program you're in, whether you're in the career school, the high school, or the college, you all have this Contact Us button, which is the Help Center. So I'm going to click on Contact Us, and that's going to take you right to the Student Help Center, where you have the opportunity to either contact student services or contact your instructor. So I'm going to work a little bit backwards here, actually. Contact your instructor. So things you would want to contact your instructor for would be if you needed assistance on a specific course. So say if you're working on biology and you're working on genetics and you really don't understand a certain topic in genetics, that would be a prime example of what you would want to contact your instructor for. So you would hit Contact Your Instructor, and then it pops up immediately for you. You just put in your email address and your message that you want to say to them, and you hit Submit. And they should get back to you typically within 24 to 48 hours, or hopefully faster if it's possible. And it's important to know that the message you receive back from your instructor is going to come to the email address that you put in this box. So you just want to make sure that you put an accurate email address in there. So that's Contact Your Instructor or Contact Education. They're interchangeable. And then Student Services is the other piece of the Help Center. So when you click on Student Services Help Center, you'll obviously notice that it's a little bit different than contacting an instructor. So they will have you search because there's this huge bank of really important information that students have previously asked. So they have a lot of questions here that maybe you might have, such as, like, let's see, I'll type in waiver. So say you want to get all your books and you want to sign a waiver. So I'm going to type in waiver and hit search. And lo and behold, it pops up, can I receive all my course materials at one time? So you can click on that and it's going to give you information about your potential answer. And so should you find that maybe that's not the right answer, like maybe that doesn't really help you, you're still confused, you still have a question, then you can click here to chat with one of your representatives. You can also go back to where you found your results, and you can click on the bottom button, which is click here to submit a question via email. And then you'll see a similar box pop up that you saw for contacting an instructor. You just need to type in your name, student number, and then again the email address and message. And as with contacting an instructor, this is going to come back to the email address that you type into this box. Okay, so I believe that's all I want to cover as far as the message center goes. Let's see here, I'll go back to my home page. And then just a few quick things before we wrap up. Some additional resources, which is the fourth and final piece. So the student library is actually something that many of our students never even know existed. And to be honest with you, I didn't even know it existed right away when I first started at Penn Foster. It's something I didn't even learn about until I was here for at least a year or so. So you're not alone if you've never even heard of it. So right here on the right-hand side, you're going to see all your resources. And towards the bottom, you'll see library services. So it's under construction, but you can scroll down. That just means they're doing some updates, but you can still access the library services. You just click, like I said, scroll down a little bit, and then you click the library services button. So all this great information pops up on the side. And like, let's see, subject guides. So say if you're in our our business accounting course and you're finding it really interesting and you just want some extra resources maybe. So you could click on business and accounting and all this fantastic information pops up that will help you maybe answer some more questions you have or maybe do some further research. So if you're interested in never becoming a CPA, there's the American Institute of Certified Public Accountants. That'll take you to another website that is going to be helpful for you in finding information about that field. Okay, so I'm sorry if I'm rushing right now, but I'm just trying to get through this before our time is up. So the other thing I want to show you as far as the resources that you'll see on your homepage is going to be career cruising, which many of you maybe have tuned into my previous webinar on career cruising and the services they offer. So with this, you'll just click on career services. Again, it's going to take you right into career cruising. You can search around in those various things. If you have more questions on career cruising, you can access the webinar that we previously recorded on the student community. So another piece here is obviously the community, which hopefully many of you are on. And if you're not, I would highly encourage you to do so, to create an account, because it's totally free and it's a great way to interact with your instructors, with your fellow students, and just really learn a lot about Penn Foster as a whole. Then the final piece as far as additional resources would be the student bookstore. So this is something where students can, maybe if they want to order a plaque for their diploma, they can order the plaque on here. It would be under, I believe, merchandise. And then, yeah, there it is. So then additional things, obviously, as you can see, would be a graduation tassel, a Penn Foster mug, different apparel. There's T-shirts, hoodies, everything like that. So, you don't even have to call in and talk to a student care rep. You can just do this yourself and order from your student portal. So the last really quick thing I'm going to do, and then we'll take some questions, I'm going to actually jump back to our college program. This Smart Thinking is something that you maybe have seen on your student portal. Smart Thinking is an online tutoring service that lets you interact with live online tutors. So we recently increased the amount of courses that offer this Smart Thinking feature. So if you have it on any of your courses, I would highly, highly encourage you to take advantage of it. Again, simple. You just click on the Smart Thinking, and it's not working right now, of course. But anyhow, when you click on the Smart Thinking button, what you should see is it'll just ask you to, it'll ask you what course you need assistance with, and then it'll have you speak to an instructor. It'll say start session now, and you'll go ahead and start your session right then. And it's a great way that you don't have to wait to talk to an instructor. You can just talk to a tutor through Smart Thinking, and they'll be able to help you. So with all that said, I know we breezed really, really quickly through everything. Jen, did we get any common questions that maybe we can help the students with?
One of the common questions was regarding how you find your grade, which you did go over when you click on the exam grade that they received, how they'll be able to see all the different what the A is and what the B is. That was a very common question.
Okay, all right. So finding the grading scale and maybe
right, the grading scale.
Right, and what the various codes stand for. Yeah, that's a great one, and a lot of students don't realize it's there. Again, that's something, I don't know about you, Jen, but I didn't even realize it was there until, I had been with Penn Foster for a while.
Right.
So,
the other question that we did get asked was regarding the enrollment agreement.
Okay.
It is available for some students to sign online. If they when they log on to their My Courses page, they would receive a little message alert that tells them they can click there to sign the enrollment agreement. But if a student is under the age of 18, they cannot sign the agreement online. They would be sent one by the mail.
Okay, great. Good information to know.
Yeah.
I don't know if we had any questions about it, but this little message center box, I don't, Jen, did we get any questions about the message center?
No, we did not.
Okay, so the message center is really, it's the way that Penn Foster would get in touch with you. So say something was changing on your student portal, we would be able to just send out one quick email blast, and it would go out to all of our students. So that is our way of getting in touch with you via mass communication. So it's not where you would look to find your contact us response. That's something students are often confused on. Again, you would, like I said before, be contacted via the email that you input on the message. But this is our way to just info blast, maybe if there's any kind of discount happening, like I said, or any kind of changes that you may need to know about. This is our way of getting in touch with you. It may say that you can reply to the message, but Jen, I don't believe they can. Is that correct?
That's correct. They do not reply to the message there. If it's asking them to reply, they should contact student care, because there may be something that they have to contact the school regarding.
Great. Okay, good. Yeah, so that's just, like I said, a way that we can reach out to all of our students and just get our point across, and in a quick, easy way for everybody.
One of the other questions that we did get asked is how they can receive all of the material that they need for the course at one time.
Oh, great. So do you want to go ahead and field that one, since that's probably more your area?
Oh, sure. In order for a student to receive all of the material that they would need for their course at once, their tuition would have to be paid in full, and then what they would have to do is sign a waiver letter, which is a release form, and they can actually locate that form, Brittany, right under the what would you like to do under View Forms and Handbooks. And it would be right there for them to click on, and then they can download the form and send it right back to us.
Okay, great. So that would be underneath that first piece that I covered, the View Forms and Handbook.
Right, yes.
Great. All right, well, we're actually almost out of time here, so I just wanted to say really quickly that any questions we didn't get to, I know we didn't have a whole lot of time to cover questions, and anything we didn't get to, we will be sure to post on the student community tomorrow sometime. So where you can access that information is just when you're on the student community, you'll click on the jobs button, and then Student Success Center is where you'll find the recording and where you'll find any questions that we didn't get to. You can also find that at pennfoster.edu, news and media / Penn Foster videos. So there's a couple ways for you to go ahead and view it tomorrow, like I said. So thank you so much, Jen. I appreciate you hosting and helping with this. It was really great to have you on here to assist with everything.
I'm glad I was able to be here. Thank you.
Oh, yeah, thanks so much. And thank you, everybody, for tuning in this evening, and I hope that everybody has a great night.
All right. Bye.
Bye-bye.